before we knew what was going to happen and how it was going to happen. Apparently, Tim Kawakami crossed paths with Jed York before the game on the field or in a tunnel, and asked Jed, "Is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, are they coming back next year?" And Jed said, "Yes, they're coming back." And Tim said, "Can I write it?" He said, "Write it." What do you think of Jed giving that vote of confidence in the midst of this season, which hasn't even ended yet?
Okay, there are two things about this. One is journalism and one is vote of confidence. So I want to talk about journalism. I don't know how Kawakami got that thing with Jed. Was it prearranged? Did he happen to be wandering around the tunnel and Jed came out? I don't know how it happened, nor did I read the article. The reason I didn't read the article is because Kawakami and that other guy write for the San Francisco Standard. And it has a paywall. You have to pay for it. Why would I pay for that?
Yeah.
I already pay for the San Francisco Chronicle, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and National Review, which I read every day. I didn't notice that this thing, when it didn't have a paywall, had anything else to add. Plus, it has a two-man sports section. So I haven't read the article because I don't want to pay for it. Now, I don't know. So I don't know what Kawakami asked him or how it went because I didn't read the article. But if York says we're bringing them, both of them back, the follow-up question immediately is why?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have asked. Oh, I'm bringing them back. Why? It's a fair question. I don't know if Kawakami asked that. I'm not saying he didn't because I haven't read the article. I'm saying I hope Kawakami did ask that. Let's move on. So he says they're coming back. What's the hurry? This guy is always in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
He
was in a hurry to hire Mike Singletary once upon a time.
Yeah, after the last game, he came out in a suit. Mike's showering a suit, and he hired that guy. I don't know. What's the hurry? He could have said to Tim, there's we're working things out internally. I haven't spoken to them, so I won't speak to the press. Or he could have declined the interview.
Yeah.
So what's his hurry? What I see, he's eager, apparently, from what I'm hearing, because I haven't read it, he's eager to bring these two guys back.
Yeah.
Okay. Iggy, counting the Super Bowl, what is the Niners' record in their last 17 games?
6-11.
Okay. You're eager to bring them back?
Yeah.
When you talked about negotiating contracts and putting a team together, which is theoretically Lynch's job, he flopped starting in OTAs.
Mm-hmm.
He did one of the worst jobs by a general manager than I can imagine. He not only he abetted chaos.
Mm-hmm.
He was the chaos king. He should have drawn several lines in the sand, and he didn't. So why would you be in a hurry to bring him back? Because here's what I want to say. Of course, it's Jed's prerogative to bring them back. He's paying him money and all of that, and he may very well believe in them. So this is the crux of the issue. Jed may be telling himself, this was just a doomed season. The guys held out. People got hurt. People got shot. I can't blame these guys. I'm bringing them back. Fine, that's your business. But I'll tell you something, Jed. You're going to have the same thing next season that you had this season. The only thing that'll be better, the degree of difficulty of the schedule won't be as severe. So they may win a few more games. But as currently constituted, this team with this general manager and this coach are no longer what you'd call cutting edge. They are falling behind the rest of the league. And next season will be maybe a little better than this, or maybe not, but it certainly will not be astonishing.
Yeah. And I just can't understand why the people in Santa Clara can't see that. Like, did they think last night was, I know he said this before last night happened. Maybe he watched the game against the Lions and had an epiphany. Like, no, this isn't going to get any better. But this is what the Niners do. They find ways to lose. They fall apart in the second half. They lose close games. They lose low scoring games, high scoring games. This team is going nowhere. I don't understand why he would be so proud and think that fans would be so happy to hear that kind of a declaration before another humiliation.
Yeah. I mean, what would again, if I were doing the interview, and I don't know what Kawakami did, he may have done everything correctly. I would say, why are you bringing them back? And my next question would be, what makes you optimistic? I mean, he's got a quarterback who is El Folderama in the second half. He's got a head coach who is El Folderama in the second half. He's got all these injuries, injured players. Who knows who Ayuk is going to be, or McCaffrey's going to be, or the left tackle's going to be when they come back? Who knows? What makes you optimistic? I mean, I would love. Why are you bringing them back, and what makes you optimistic? Because I wouldn't bring them back.
Right. But the problem is that Tim Kawakami on Twitter is constantly tweeting that the Niners should bring Kyle Shanahan back, and that it's ridiculous to even suggest that they should move on from him. And so what he was looking for was confirmation for his viewpoint. I'm guessing.
Again, I don't read him. I haven't talked to him in years. I don't read him. I don't know what's going on in his mind. I don't know what his point. In other words, he's a defender of Kyle Shanahan
all the time on Twitter. It's ridiculous to consider. He talks about Kyle like he's Steve Kerr. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Steve Kerr isn't even Steve Kerr anymore.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, but Kyle, if you want to talk about the pantheon of coaches, Kyle was never in the league of Steve Kerr.
No, 4 rings, no rings.
Yeah, 4 rings, no rings. You know what? You could call Kyle No Ring.
No ring. No ring, Kyle. I like that.
No ring, Kyle. No ring.
That's his name.